Some countries move forward. Italy carries everything with it. Here, the past does not disappear. It remains visible, in stone, in streets, in the shape of cities that grew slowly and never reset. Mountains rise along the north, forming a natural boundary. Rivers move through plains shaped for settlement. The sea reaches inward, touching the land on three sides. Italy is not a single landscape. It is a collection of regions, each shaped by geography, each shaped by time. This is a country where movement happened early and never stopped. Italy extends from the Alpine barrier in the north to the open waters of the Mediterranean. Its position shaped everything. Mountain passes allowed trade into Europe. Long coastlines created access to maritime routes. Volcanic soil enriched farmland. Rivers supported early cities. This combination made Italy a crossroads, not only of movement, but of ideas. Civilizations settled, expanded, and adapted here. Instead of erasing what came before, new layers formed on top of older ones. That layering remains visible. Cities grew without abandoning their centers. Roads followed ancient paths. Public spaces remained active for centuries. Italy developed through continuity, not replacement. Before moving deeper, a brief pause. If this calm beginning feels meaningful, a gentle subscribe helps support the journey and keeps these films alive. Now, Italy begins to unfold. The Alps. A northern walls along Italy's northern edge, the Alps rise sharply, forming a natural boundary between regions. These mountains shaped climate, movement, and settlement patterns. Passes through the Alps became vital routes, used by traders, armies, and travelers for thousands of years. Valleys beneath the peaks supported towns, with rivers guiding movement and trade. Even today, transport routes follow these same corridors, demonstrating how geography continues to direct human systems. The Alps are not only a barrier, they are a filter, controlling access while allowing connection. The Po Valley, a land built for life. South of the Alps lies the Po Valley, one of Europe's most productive plains. This region formed from sediment carried down from surrounding mountains over immense time. Flat land, fertile soil, and consistent water access supported early agriculture and dense settlement. Cities grew close together here, connected by roads, rivers, and trade networks. This density contrasts with Italy's mountainous regions, creating a balance between openness and concentration. The Po Valley remains an economic and cultural core, demonstrating how geography sustains continuity. Italy does not tell one story, it tells many at once. Each region holds its own rhythm, its own structure, its own relationship with the land. From this foundation, the journey moves into the cities, places where history gathered and remained. Rome, a city that never restarted. Rome did not grow in phases. It accumulated. Few cities in the world reveal time so openly. Streets pass through multiple eras without separation. Structures from different centuries exist side by side, each remaining active rather than preserved in isolation. Rome formed around the Tiber River, where early settlement found water, access, and trade. As power expanded, the city expanded with it, not outward in symmetry, but inward through density. Public spaces became anchors, forms roads, and gathering places remained central long after their original purpose shifted. Rome's scale feels layered rather than large. Movement is guided by existing paths. Modern life adapts to ancient structure instead of replacing it. This continuity defines the city. Rome does not present history as memory. It presents it as daily use. Florence: design, order, and balance. Florence developed along the Arno River, where trade and craftsmanship shaped growth. Unlike Rome's organic accumulation, Florence reflects intention. The city expanded with structure, streets aligned, districts defined, public buildings positioned with care. Architecture here emphasizes proportion and clarity. Buildings face open spaces, movement feels measured. Florence became a center of art, finance, and intellectual exchange because its physical structure supported stability. Even today, the historic center remains compact and navigable, preserving the relationship between public space and daily life. Florence demonstrates how urban planning can guide culture, not by control, but by balance. Across Italy, historic city centers remain active, many developed within walls, designed for protection and organization. As cities expanded, these centers remained intact. Narrow streets reduce speed. Buildings face inward. Public squares serve as social anchors. Rather than relocating outward, daily life continues inside these cores. Markets, homes, cafes, and civic institutions occupy the same spaces used for centuries. This continuity allows cities to evolve without losing identity. Italy's historic centers are not monuments. They are living systems. Cities shaped by use, from Rome to Florence, from small towns to major centers, a pattern emerges. Italian cities were shaped to be used, not visited briefly, not abandoned when styles changed. This approach preserved structure while allowing adaptation. From here, the journey moves outward, toward coastlines and regions defined by water and trade. Venice. A city structured by water. Venice exists because land was limited and water was unavoidable. Built across a network of small islands, the city developed without streets in the conventional sense. Movement followed canals. Boundaries were defined by water rather than walls. Foundations were placed deep into the lagoon floor, creating a stable base where solid ground was scarce. Buildings rose closely together, their placement dictated by access to waterways instead of open land. Venice grew as a center of trade and exchange. Its position allowed connection between Europe, the Eastern Mediterranean, and beyond. Public spaces developed where land permitted. Squares formed as rare openings, serving as gathering points within dense surroundings. Venice demonstrates adaptation at its most precise. A city shaped entirely by constraint, yet sustained for centuries. The Adriatic and maritime routes. Italy's eastern coastline faces the Adriatic Sea, a body of water that served as a controlled corridor for movement. Unlike open oceans, the Adriatic allowed predictable navigation. This stability supported maritime trade, fishing communities, and coastal settlements. Ports developed where natural protection existed. Towns expanded along the shoreline, maintaining direct access to sea routes. Maritime activity influenced architecture and planning. Warehouses, docks, and fortifications became integral parts of coastal cities. These routes connected Italy to broader networks while reinforcing regional identity. The sea here did not isolate, it connected. Southern Italy. space, contrast, and continuity. As the journey moves south, Italy's character shifts. Terrain becomes more varied, settlement density decreases, distance becomes more visible. Southern regions developed with fewer interruptions. Agriculture remained central. Cities stayed compact. Coastal access continued to influence life, but inland areas preserved older patterns of movement and land use. This contrast between north and south does not divide the country. It completes it. Southern Italy reveals a slower rhythm, one shaped by land and tradition rather than constant expansion. Italy's strength lies in its regional diversity. Each region developed independently, responding to its own geography, resources, and historical influences. Yet shared systems connect them: roads, trade routes, and cultural exchange. Rather than merging into uniformity, regions maintain distinction while remaining interconnected. This balance preserved identity without fragmentation. Italy functions as a network of places that differ, yet remain linked through structure and history. If this journey through Italy feels meaningful, a gentle subscribe helps support future films and keeps these stories alive. The journey continues. From Venice's canals to southern coastlines, from dense cities to open regions, Italy reveals itself through contrast held together by continuity. The final chapters move inward once more, toward hills, countryside, and the landscapes that supported daily life for generations. Tuscany. Land. Shaped by care. Tuscany occupies a central position in Italy, both geographically and culturally. This region is defined by rolling terrain, gentle elevation changes, and land shaped gradually through use rather than force. Farming here developed over centuries, guided by soil quality, water availability, and climate stability. Fields follow natural contours. Roads curve rather than cut. Settlements sit on elevated ground, offering visibility and protection without isolation. The landscape reflects intention. Nothing feels accidental. Each element supports the next: land, settlement, and movement working together. Tuscany demonstrates how sustained care can shape a region without erasing its natural form. Hill towns, built for permanence. Across central Italy, hill towns rise above surrounding land. These settlements were placed deliberately. Elevation provided defense, drainage, and visibility across farmland. Walls defined boundaries. Streets followed the slope of the land. Buildings clustered tightly, forming dense centers that conserved space. Despite their age, many of these towns remain active. Homes, markets, and civic spaces continue to function within their original structure. Hill towns reveal a key principle of Italian settlement: build where land supports longevity, then remain. Beyond cities and towns, Italy's countryside forms a vast working landscape. Agriculture remains central. Vineyards, olive groves, and crop fields support both local communities and global markets. Farming patterns follow long-established boundaries. Ownership and land use shift gradually, rather than abruptly. Rural roads connect villages without overwhelming the land. Movement remains measured. These landscapes are not background scenery. They are active systems that sustain population, culture, and regional identity. Central Italy. Balance of regions. The Central Italy acts as a transition zone between northern density and southern openness. Here, regions blend characteristics. Cities remain compact. Rural land stays productive. Coastlines and inland areas maintain equilibrium. This balance allowed long-term stability. Trade routes passed through. Cultures overlapped without displacement. Central Italy demonstrates how diversity can coexist within a shared structure. Across hills, fields, and towns, Italy's landscape reveals its foundational role. Before art, before architecture, before empire, there was land capable of support. The journey now turns toward Italy's edges, where land meets open water and identity shifts once more. Southern coastlines, Italy facing the Mediterranean. Southern Italy meets the Mediterranean with a different rhythm. Here, the land narrows and extends outward, forming long coastlines that open directly to sea routes used for centuries. Ports developed where the shoreline allowed shelter. Fishing communities formed early, followed by trade centers that connected Italy to North Africa, the Eastern Mediterranean, and beyond. Unlike the dense cities of the north, coastal settlements here remain compact. Buildings cluster near the water, while inland areas stay open and agricultural. This relationship preserves balance. Life remains close to the sea without overtaking the land behind it. Southern coastlines reflect continuity rather than growth, maintaining scale through generations. Islands. Separation and identity. Italy's islands introduce distance into the national structure. Separated by water, they developed at their own pace, shaped by access, trade, and limitation. Sicily and Sardinia each hold distinct landscapes and histories. Mountain systems rise inland. Coasts remain active points of exchange. Isolation preserved tradition. Settlement remained concentrated. Land use stayed conservative. These islands are not remote extensions. They are integral components. Places where separation strengthened identity rather than weakening connection. Modern Italy functions within an ancient framework. Infrastructure connects regions efficiently, yet historic centers remain intact. Highways and rail lines follow corridors established long before modern travel. Cities modernized without relocating their cores. Rural areas adapted without abandonment. Public space remained central. This coexistence defines modern Italy, a country where progress did not require replacement. Change occurred alongside continuity, preserving the structure that made longevity possible. Across mountains, plains, cities, coastlines, and islands, a single principle holds steady. Italy was built to remain. Land supported settlement. Cities grew without resetting. Culture layered rather than replaced. Time stayed visible. Italy does not present itself as a destination alone. It exists as a record of movement, adaptation, and sustained presence. Italy reveals itself slowly, through streets walked for centuries, through land shaped carefully and never abandoned. From the Alps to the Mediterranean, from ancient centers to modern life, the country holds its past within its present. This is Italy, not preserved, but lived. If this slow journey through Italy felt meaningful, a gentle subscribe helps support future films and keeps these stories alive. Thank you for traveling through Italy. The next unseen land is already waiting.